What if I told you there is a place in America where the law simply does not exist? A place where someone could commit the most unthinkable crime. Yes, even murder, and still walk away without facing punishment. It sounds impossible, right? Something you would expect in a horror story or a crime thriller. But this place is real. Hidden inside the stunning wilderness of Yellowstone National Park, it is chillingly known as the Zone of Death. This is not a legend, not an urban myth, but a legal loophole so dangerous that experts have been warning about it for years. Imagine this. A murder takes place in broad daylight, yet no court can prosecute it because legally, there is no jury to convict, no trial, no justice, just silence. And here comes the disturbing part. This loophole still exists today, right now, which means anyone stepping into this zone could technically get away with the darkest of crimes. So the question is, how is such a terrifying flaw allowed to exist inside the heart of America? And why has no one fixed it? Stay with me, because what you are about to discover will change the way you think about justice forever. Yellowstone National Park is one of the most breathtaking places on Earth. Spanning across Wyoming, Montana, and Idaho, it is a land of towering mountains, endless forests, and geysers that erupt with spectacular force. Each year, millions of visitors from around the world travel here to witness its rare wildlife, crystal clear lakes, and the raw power of nature that feels almost untouched by time. To many, Yellowstone is paradise, a sanctuary of beauty and wonder. But hidden beneath this natural masterpiece lies something far darker. Beyond the postcards, the photographs, and the family vacations, there is a secret that very few people talk about. A loophole so disturbing that it transforms this national treasure into one of the most dangerous legal blind spots in America. In the middle of this wilderness exists a stretch of land known ominously as the Zone of Death. It looks no different from the rest of the park, calm, quiet, and stunning. Yet, what makes this place unique is not its rivers or its wildlife, but the terrifying reality that within its borders, the law cannot reach you. And this is where our story takes a chilling turn. Here is where the mystery turns from fascinating to terrifying. The Zone of Death is not just a dramatic name. It is the result of a very real legal loophole that exists inside Yellowstone National Park. And this loophole is so bizarre, so unsettling, that legal experts themselves have admitted it could allow someone to commit the most serious crime and walk away without punishment. To understand this, we need to look at how Yellowstone is governed. The entire park falls under federal jurisdiction, which means normal state courts do not control what happens here. Instead, legal cases must go through a federal district court. The problem begins with the way these districts are divided. Yellowstone stretches across 3 states, Wyoming, Montana, and Idaho, but the entire park is placed under the District of Wyoming. This creates an unusual situation. Now imagine this. If a crime takes place in the small 50-mile section of Yellowstone that lies inside Idaho, there is no way to form a legal jury. Why? Because the Constitution requires that jurors must live both in the state and the federal district where the crime occurred. But no one actually lives in that Idaho section of Yellowstone. 0 population means 0 jurors. And with no jury, there can be no trial. With no trial, there can be no punishment. This chilling gap in the law is why this region has earned its haunting name, the Zone of Death. The danger of the Zone of Death is not just a theory whispered on the internet. In fact, several respected law professors have raised serious concerns about this loophole. One of the most well-known voices is Professor Brian Kalt, who published a detailed study years ago warning that the Constitution itself could prevent justice inside this section of Yellowstone. His warning was clear. If someone chose to commit a violent crime here, the law might be powerless to stop them. This shocking idea was not ignored. Legal experts, journalists, and even some politicians brought the matter to public attention. There were even attempts to push Congress to close this loophole by redrawing district lines or introducing specific legislation. Yet despite the urgency of these warnings, the loophole still remains. To this day, no official action has permanently solved the problem. What makes this even more chilling is the silence around it. While many acknowledge the danger, the Zone of Death continues to exist, hidden in plain sight. And as long as it remains untouched, The possibility of someone exploiting this gap in the law will always hang like a shadow over Yellowstone's beauty. This chilling legal loophole leads us to a haunting question. Could it already have been used to conceal crimes? Yellowstone National Park has long carried a darker reputation beneath its postcard beauty. Beyond the geysers and wildlife, there are countless reports of people who have entered the park and never returned. Hikers, campers, and travelers who seemingly vanished without leaving a single trace behind. Over the decades, Yellowstone has accumulated a list of unsolved disappearances that continue to baffle both authorities and families. While many may be explained by accidents, harsh terrain, or encounters with wild animals, some cases remain disturbingly mysterious. Bodies are never found, clues are almost non-existent, and investigations reach dead ends. This raises an unsettling possibility. Could some of these unexplained vanishings have taken place inside the infamous zone of death? If so, would the loophole in the law mean that these crimes could never truly be solved, even if evidence came to light? It is a thought that sends shivers down the spine. The most terrifying part is that we may never know. As long as the zone of death exists, it stands as a silent shadow over every missing person case in Yellowstone. Each unsolved mystery leaves us wondering if the answers are locked inside this untouchable piece of land, hidden forever behind the curtain of legal silence. Whenever such a chilling loophole exists, theories are bound to surface. Some believe the zone of death is nothing more than a myth, a frightening story blown out of proportion by media and internet discussions. According to this view, no one has ever truly committed a crime there, and the law's strange wording is simply an overlooked technicality. But can we really dismiss it as just a harmless quirk when the stakes involve life and death? Others argue that crimes may have already happened but remain unreported. In a place as vast and wild as Yellowstone, it would not be difficult for someone to vanish without attracting attention. If a traveler disappeared while passing through the zone, who would ever know the truth? Families may spend years searching for answers, never realizing the grim possibility that the location itself prevented justice from being served. Then comes the most unsettling theory of all. What if the government is fully aware of this loophole, yet deliberately chooses to ignore it? Could it be that officials find it easier to leave this dark secret buried rather than admit that such a dangerous flaw exists in the justice system? Some even speculate that authorities may quietly monitor the area, not to close the loophole, but to study how people react to the knowledge of it. Each theory deepens the mystery, leaving us with one haunting thought. If the zone of death hides secrets, how many more may remain unseen? Over the years, journalists, authors, and legal scholars have stepped into the zone of death, determined to uncover the truth behind its chilling reputation. Some have walked its trails, not just to experience the beauty of Yellowstone, but to stand in the exact place where America's justice system seems powerless. Writers have documented its eerie silence, questioning how a land so breathtaking could also carry such a disturbing flaw. Legal experts have published articles, spoken at conferences, and even attempted to push lawmakers into closing the loophole. Yet, despite all the attention, no solid resolution has ever been made. The law remains unchanged, the loophole remains wide open, and the fear it sparks continues to grow. The zone of death is no longer just a legal oddity. It has become a symbol of the cracks that exist in even the strongest systems. And that should terrify us all. The zone of death is not just a forgotten patch of wilderness. It is a haunting reminder that even in the most advanced legal systems, shadows exist where justice does not reach. Yellowstone is celebrated for its beauty, yet hidden within its borders lies a place where the law falls silent, and crimes could remain forever unpunished. That thought alone is enough to send chills down anyone's spine. So, what should we make of it? Is this loophole just a strange quirk in the law that will never truly matter? Or is it a silent doorway, one that could already hide secrets we may never uncover? The answer remains unknown, but one thing is certain: the danger is real, and the mystery is unsolved. Now I want to hear from you. Do you believe crimes have already happened in the zone of death, buried beneath the silence of Yellowstone's forests? Or is this nothing more than a terrifying possibility waiting for someone reckless enough to test it? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Do not forget to like this video, subscribe for more deep mysteries, and turn on notifications, because the next unsolved story may be even darker than this one.